Welcome to Rom Wills, Money Matters. Many people will have to get creative to make money. And this is more a general commentary, not so much as to a specific business. That depends on what you like to do. But with, they still haven't officially said recession. I mean, yeah, they throwing it out there, but look, people still getting laid off. Prices are still going up. Some people have said it's stagflation. Stagflation. The price is going up, but the wages aren't. Here's the issue. People still got to make money. You still got to live. You still got to eat. Now, from what I understand, landlords aren't going crazy on the rent like they were. And, mortgages stay the same, but they're not going crazy. Because remember, there was a point they jumped up it. They were jumping up seriously in rent, trying to get some money. And I guess having to kick out people and not getting any renters have changed that. So, but whatever the case, you still need to make money. Everything going up and everything. You might have to get creative. And when I say creative, you might have to think of something to make money that might not be the usual thing. Now, hopefully you have a regular job to bring in some money, but it's getting so tight, you might need a little bit extra. That's when you start looking into maybe some solopreneur things, maybe walking some dogs or something, or maybe doing videos online, something extra to make money. Maybe doing, grocery shopping for some elderly folks, something. Or whatever. And, one of the things is, especially with things like the creator economy, being able to create content and get it monetized, that's actually helpful. And that's one way to be creative. Of course, some people like me will do it full time, but, maybe if you're that type, you have something good, maybe you could talk about it, get it monetized one way or the other. Because even on IG, now I haven't seen any things about like subscribing to people. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but something like that. I know some people say TikTok, but from what I understand, it takes a whole lot. But you never know. Maybe you can advertise something. Maybe you can create something. You have some people that will use like these platforms where they sell stuff like an Etsy or something like that. I remember when I was working retail, we would have a gentleman come in and he would buy up a lot of stuff on clearance. I mean, he would have serious bags of it. And I've heard of other people doing the same thing. All he would do is just resell it. But hey, that's a creative thing. Maybe you can like set up something on one of those platforms like that, like an Etsy, or I think they have some other platforms like that. You can set up something there and maybe sell like something, or maybe even create something, or something creative. I remember when I was working in the government. Anyway, where I was working, one of the offices I was working in, we would have some ladies. They would every now and then they would put together. They would get orders from us and cook meals for all of us. We just had to pay for it. But that's creative. Sometimes you can do that. Or maybe, maybe it's a situation where you can cook real well and you live in a neighborhood where everybody's always working and you just say, hey, I can make dinners for y'all. I can make dinners for y'all. Whatever. And then, that person can make a lot of money. I'm bringing you meals and everything. I've seen that a couple times. I mean, you got to think. Maybe on weekends you do in the flea markets. Because most areas got some type of flea market. The quality of them is different at different levels. But you could still do something. Because I've known some people, they'll set up something. Like you'll have some people, like I knew a lady when I was doing some vending at this one market. She worked a government job. She had a regular job, but then she had her side thing where she was making some pillows. She custom made pillows and she would just sell them at this flea market on weekends. It's a little extra money. Like think about what you can do for part-time. Now, full-time too, really. Full-time too. Like if you just need a job, period, or you just don't like what you're doing, hey, maybe if you get a little creative, depends on what it is. Because one of the beautiful things about social media and even technology today is it gives you a bigger audience. Gives you a bigger audience. You can get out stuff. Maybe you're a publisher. Maybe you can get a book. Like you can get a book printed really for very cheap because you can just go through Amazon. Maybe you had to pay very little. I don't know. I haven't published a book on there in a few years, but even then, you're not paying a lot. You know, maybe pay for the ISBN number. If you want it edited and all that stuff, pay a little bit extra there. They'll do it for you. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. They can set up everything. And then, of course, you can sell through Amazon. You can sell through Amazon. In fact, there's plenty of businesses that they'll set up something like a reseller or selling stuff directly to people. Like somebody will order it and you're actually shipping directly to people. There's so many things. And my whole point is to make extra money, you might have to step out of whatever box you've been in. See, a lot of people, unfortunately, they're stuck. They want the regular, go to the job, do their work and get paid. And that's cool if it's paying. That's cool if it's paying and it's taking care of all of your bills. You're not struggling or anything. You're not stressed out. But if it's not, or you don't have that full-time job like that, start looking into other things. Start looking into other things. Indeed, I mean, there's so many things. Like I know someone, she just told me she applied for a job where she can work totally remotely. And I pray she gets, I really do. She deserves it. Like she can just sit home and just do the job. I'm like, yeah. But that's the beauty of today. I mean, one of the things that all of us have to do is realize the economy's changing no matter what. Whether they use recession, inflation, stagnate, whatever word. Even if it was going good, things have changed up. Like, I make my money. Look, I don't have any problems. I'm not saying this to brag. I make my 6 figures like what I'm doing now. You got to be creative, but that's the nature of the world today. And if there's any problem, you say, okay, what can I do outside the box, whatever. You can do a lot. I mean, I've known of you got personal trainers, yoga teachers and stuff. They work entirely. They'll get on one of those platforms like Vimeo, which I have some stuff on, and do live streams of yoga classes or personal training. I mean, you just got to get creative. You got to get creative, okay? So find something. All of you got the talent to do something. Think about your talents and think about how you can monetize it, okay? So until I talk to you on Sunday morning for my inspirational message, y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.